So it's been about 8 months. This is the moment of truth. Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be fixing all the things that are broken on my T6. As you saw by that intro, one of them is the air ride. It's been 8 months, 9 months, I've lost track. I've had a little bit of an issue. You've seen and probably heard me talk in past videos that there's an issue with the air ride system, something to do with the controller that's in the dashboard, because I've been able to operate it from my telephone via Bluetooth and it functions, but the controller wouldn't operate it. So in this video I'm going to be getting into the strip down to figure out what's wrong with that and hopefully mend that. And also there's the DRL lights that are at the front of the T6 that I installed possibly 3 years ago now, from Travelling Light. Those have got a bad connection. I do know what's wrong with those because when I was doing something else and I realised one was on, one was off, I had a little bit of a poke around a month or so back and thought, right, I need to get and sort that. Luckily for me, that second problem, Travelling Light sell on their website the wiring loom separately, so that is what I need, because inside there on my on the actual van there's a bit of corrosion, probably due to the amount of times I've had it on and off. I maybe didn't fasten it correctly last time, but I'm just going to, rather than, I did look at it and thought there's no way you clean that up, it's too far gone and they're very, very small, but I'm going to be installing this today, so that probably means there's going to be a bumper off job. There's no problem about it, the bumper's coming off. I've lost track now how many times I may have taken that bumper off, so when I get outside I'm not going to run through how you take it off in this video. If that's something you'd be interested in, then skip back to this video and have a look at that one, because I slow things down a bit and you can see where the screws are that you need to remove and stuff if you're thinking that you need to take your bumper off. But for the instance of this one, I'm just going to run the footage of me removing the bumper and then getting into the heart of this problem. First things first though, we're going to be jumping onto the air ride problem and trying to resolve that. Also, thanks Travelling Light for my little bag of sweets. How did you know? So yeah, if you're not already subscribed, get that out of the way now. If you're in the VW scene, you'll see there's a lot of videos on my channel in the playlist for driveway mods. You can go and binge watch those if you're new here. For everybody else, thanks ever so much for watching all these videos every time. I really do appreciate your comments below, and I always get around to answering all of them wherever I see them. So anyway, let's get outside and get stuck into fixing the T6. See you out there.
Okay, fast forward a couple of days. Here we are. I took out the air ride control unit from the dashboard, took it in the house, stripped it down. There was nothing that I could see wrong with the connections at the rear of it or the wire that runs to the module. All that was good, and that was my first point of call. So with that being said, I've stripped it open, taken a few screws and exposed the circuitry, and there's this little piece that wasn't making contact with about 12 different sort of prongs off each side. I'll throw the image of this up on screen and hopefully it'll do justice with just how small it is. But fast forward, as I say, I've been to a company in Malvern called Reflow, took the unit there, and they have performed a miracle as far as I'm concerned, because they mended it. They've actually resoldered it As I wasn't aware it was supposed to be soldered to the plate. I thought it was supposed to just make contact, but turns out it's supposed to be soldered, and it's just desoldered itself. The guy was saying that normal solder joints, they can be brittle, it's exposed to the sun in this dashboard, and so on and so on. While I waited, they've soldered it back on using leaded solder, which is what they use on aircraft, so it's going to be much stronger than it was. So if anything, it's better than new now. And as you saw by the very opening sequence, it's fixed, so I'm made up. It was looking like I was going to need to put my hand in my pocket and for £380 buy a new control unit, but this has cost me 20 quid. So thank you very much to Reflow in Malvern, you legends. Highly recommend them for their services to do with electronics, because yeah, they've really helped me out here. So I've got my working unit back. All I got to do now is throw it back into the dashboard and refit everything, and then we're going to get on to situation 2. Right, so that's the module back in the dashboard, and now we're ready to get started on the DRL lights. So I'm gonna get set up outside, get the jacks, get the wheel off, and see whether I do need to remove this bumper, or if I can actually access it through the arch. And we're gonna get on with that. So phase 2, let's get stuck in. See, I'll tend to throw an axle stand underneath as well as the jack, leave the weight on the axle stand and a tiny bit under the jack just to balance it, just really for safety when I'm working underneath. It's probably that's a wise tip, to be fair. So now I've got into it, I can see that I definitely am going to need to take the bumper off, because some of the fixings and stuff, I'm going to need to replace both the module and the loom, which have come in this box. So I've got the loom, I've got the module, because there's actually some corrosion on this side as well. So we're going to swap out the whole thing. So I'm going to whip the bumper off, and that's what we're going to do. I'm just counting up in my head how many times I've actually taken that bumper off this van. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, drop in the comments your best guess as to how many times you think I've removed that bumper and refitted it. I will let you know if you're right. The culprit I need to get to, so we need to get that out. As you can see, it comes down here. There's the tail. And a little bit of corrosion in there, as you can see. Some more in the other side. And I'm going to pop this headlight out now because some of the wiring goes up into here, just to make life a bit easier to get to the other side of the cabling on this. So yeah, I'm going to pop the headlamp out and then we can get this off. Okay, so what you can see I'm doing here is I'm just replacing the old for the new, plumb it all up, follow it around, plumb it up. So this is what's coming out, this is what's going in, cable tie it round, so, and then I'm ready to pop that back on. That's all you got to do. It's just, it fits really neatly. It's all pre-measured. If you missed the original install on this one, I'll link it up top now. It was a little while ago, but I actually installed these. I did a full video on that. Okay, so that's everything back together. Both things are fixed, which is superb. That's best I could have hoped for. It's one of those things where I was on my previous holiday and a couple of things were going wrong, and I thought, when I get back, I'm fixing it all. So we fixed the air ride, we fixed the DRLs. Parts are available for the DRLs from Travelling Light, as I said before.
I'm sorry, sir. Show van camouflage fault detected. Shutting down in 3, 2, 1.
System shutdown.
If you're wondering what that's all about, then you're going to need to wait for the next video, because everything is going to be uncovered in that video. Comment below if you have any idea what that's about. I'm not going to answer the comment, but if you get it right, I will shout you out in the next driveway mod video, which will be to do with this. If you can't wait, you're just going to have to. Anyway, get that subscription out of the way, hit the bell so you get notified every time I upload, and don't forget to comment below if you have any idea what all that's about, and I will shout you out in that video if you get the correct answer. Everybody that gets it right. Thanks very much for watching as always, and I will see you real soon in that next video. I think I'm actually going to be dropping part 2 of the family tour to Cornwall before that comes out, but this won't be long, so stay tuned. Thanks again, see you soon.